Hi guys, it is Talia here, and I have an art journaling video for you today. It's been a little while since I've done one of these videos, and I have been busy with other things in life and actually doing quite a few videos over on my personal vlog channel. So I'll link that below if you're interested in watching that. But I've basically been thinking about this past year. It's like the very end of December in 2018. I've been thinking about what kind of art I did this year, what I liked, what I didn't like, what I like to do next year. And I've just really decided that instead of having huge, big goals and things I want to achieve, I actually just want to work on this project, which is my Parshah art journaling Torah project. And so I thought, you know what, I don't have to wait to the start of a cycle. I don't have to wait to the start of a Gregorian year. I can just start doing that now. So this last sort of week of 2018 has been the Parshah Shemot, and I'm just going to start working on it. So I'm just going to walk you through this very simply. And as you could see, I started this video, I'd already done a sketch. In this sketch is the story of Moshe coming to the burning bush, and Hashem, or an angel, appearing to him in this bush that was burning. Perhaps I should have done green leaves on the bush, because that's part of the story, is that it was a live bush, but it was on fire. That's why it was interesting to him. But I don't know, that just wasn't going to look so good in my picture, and I didn't think it through, obviously, before I started. So whatever, it's a sticky bush. I think it says a thorn bush. So whatever, I'm just going with this. And I'm just using acrylic paint to put down the sticks of the bush. The brown color I'm using is burnt umber, and I'm using black as well to give it a bit of texture and definition. And I just letting that dry. I'm going to take this away in a minute to put it under the heat gun, because I want to get it definitely as dry as possible before I start using the liquid acrylics, which is what I use next, because I use a lot of water with them. Even though it's not going to be a big deal if this tree part underneath smudges, because I intend to cover it up significantly. I just, it's good to just have your first layer dry. This is something I've learned. So I'm starting with yellow as, I guess, a base color. I want to get more intense as we come through the layers of the fire, of this bush being on fire. And so I just want to start with yellow, because so I can see it, basically. Once you start adding darker colors to something, it's harder to see the lighter colors. So I'm just having this yellow in the background, and hopefully I can make my way around inside of it. I'm using here a Mr. Huey's ink, a red ink, gosh, I'm not sure what it's called now, but I don't even know if you can still buy Mr. Huey's inks, to be honest, but I have tons of them from when I used to have a scrapbooking store. And so, yeah, I have so many. I'm never going to run out of them, basically. And I've got this beautiful red of the liquid acrylics, the Liquitex, that I also put onto this page. And I'm just using a very wet brush for all of this, a very wet brush to put it around. Now you can see that I start expanding this fire out further and further on the page, and this is because at this stage I thought that what I would probably do was go around at the end with black paint and create the outline of the flaming bush, and to make it stand out. And you'll see I don't end up doing that, but that was sort of why this flames got bigger and bigger. Sorry about that. Had a bit of a kid problem I had to deal with. But basically what I'm trying to do here with putting on paint, splashing it around, blotting bits off, is I'm just trying to create a lot of layer and a lot of texture, because I think that's one of the beautifully mystifying parts of fire, is that it's just like, there's just so much to it, right? You could never get bored watching fire. So I want to try to replicate that, if possible, by giving this fire a lot of texture. So what I was just using there was salt, regular table salt, and I just poured that over a very wet layer of paint. I'm just putting a few splashes of ink on as well. And now I have to wait for this to dry, which takes a significant amount of time, and I did heat it up with the heat gun. And then you're basically going to smush all the salt off. Best to use like a tissue or something, which I did just after I filmed that. And basically you end up with this, basically. Do you hear me that I say that a lot? I'm very sorry for that. Hopefully you can see there that there's a bit of texture in that red now, and it's a bit speckledy. This didn't turn out quite how I'd planned. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it works better than other times. But this one, that's just how it happened. And I've adding some of the yellow over the top, just to bring that yellow back to the forefront, and to add some smoothness to it after making the red quite speckly. And I'm also using some gold as well, which you can't so much see on the video, but does give it a really nice shimmer. Now, I'm realizing that I'm realizing at this point that I don't want to do that black outline that I explained to you earlier in the video I had originally thought I would do. So I've put in my speckles on. I'm feeling like it's finished. I'm really liking the very loose paint toward the white. And so I decided I need to just add a bit of definition, basically to just go over the pencil lines that you can still see. So I'm using my Liquitex red acrylic ink, and I'm in lots of ways just tracing over the lead pencil lines that I can see, plus adding a few more. And I think this looks really good. I think this definitely brings it back to fire. Not that it wasn't fire before, but I just feel like it's even more obvious. Sorry about the camera shake. My camera setup is entirely unprofessional, and so it's like the blue tack was getting loose. You know how it is. So I put this, spray some water. I think it's really interesting that water can make something look more fiery. But yeah, I just put that on to just finish it off, and I'm so happy with this fiery burning bush for Parshah Shemot. And here are the close-ups. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give this video a like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And please subscribe if you would like to see more Jewish art journaling. Thanks, guys.